I thought about this yesterday morning when we were talking with Michael and Tommy about net neutrality. And I have come to the conclusion that President Obama's doggedness on what he calls net neutrality may be among his most glaring illustrations of his desire to have government reign supreme over private business in the United States. Our government, not just Obama or even just the federal government, complains that it doesn't have enough money to maintain highways, yet it spends millions of dollars to paint HOV lane stripes on the highways and put up signs reserving those lanes for motorists who volunteer to double the number of commuters their vehicles are moving. This is a highly ineffective effort to reduce the number of cars on the crowded highways by reserving 20% of the lane space on a 5-lane interstate to much less than 20% of the traffic. It forces even more congestion in the other lanes and slows commuter time for most, forcing them to spend more time in their cars, burn more gasoline, create more air pollution, maybe even real air pollution. But if an internet service provider wants to create a super fast lane to deliver bulky programming content and reserve it for content providers willing to pay more, Obama won't allow it. That's just not right. It's just not fair to create different lane speeds and reserve the fastest lanes for those willing to pay more, he insists. All cyber lane improvements must be distributed to all internet users equally. Net neutrality, regardless of their ability or their willingness to pay. I paraphrased that. Governments want to spend many hundreds of billions of dollars on high-speed trains to carry a very small portion of commuter passengers at higher speeds, passing nearly all of the cost of serving the special rail customers onto those who use the highways through the gas tax and depriving the gas taxpayers of funding needed to improve their roadways. In short, the government, including and maybe especially Obama, believes in creating its own fast lanes for special customers and even slowing down the lanes of ordinary customers or charging ordinary customers more to finance the fast lanes for the special customers. But the same government will not allow an internet service provider to create special fast lanes for the exclusive use of customers willing to pay all of the extra cost themselves, even if they agree to be bound by the regulations that prevent them from reducing the other lane speeds to other customers. Government can deprive the many to serve the few, or it can deprive the few to serve the many, whichever it wants to do, and for whatever reason it wants. But private industry can't even offer a higher level of service for a higher price, even if no one is deprived of anything. Now, we can't just let Congress sit back and take this, but there's very little they can do right now other than add it to the long list of things they need to do to block future presidents from doing. Any bill they pass now will be vetoed, and the veto will stand. They could sue, but it's likely that they have given the FCC this power to do this at some point in the past, not imagining what they might do with that power. They should be able to undo it with a Republican president 2 years from now, if they're lucky. But by then, the new regulation will have been in effect for 2 years, and the righteous zeal to overturn it will likely have worn off. I hope not, but by then, the frog will likely be used to the water's new warmer temperature.